The word faggot, sliced through the recycled air like a switchblade, hurled from row 12 by a red-faced businessman whose beer guts strained against his seatbelt. Alex froze in the aisle, his carry-on slipping from numb fingers, the rainbow enamel pin on his lapel glinting mockingly under the overhead lights. Laughter rippled like a toxic wave, faces twisting into sneers, strangers united in cruelty, their eyes pinning him like a butterfly to corkboard. He'd boarded Flight 217 from JFK to LAX with the fragile hope of a fresh start, nursing a black coffee and the ghost of Jamie's goodbye text. "We can't do this anymore. It's too hard." But now, as the flight attendant, a wiry guy named Todd with a name tag crooked like his smile, snickered and muttered, "Should have kept that bling at home, buddy." Alex felt the cabin close in, a pressure cooker of prejudice at 35,000 feet. Then the plane bucked like a wild horse, a guttural roar from the left engine drowning the jeers in raw terror. And in that split-second void, Alex's paramedic training from his ER shifts in Brooklyn surged to life. Because saving lives didn't give a damn about who you loved. The descent into mockery had been subtle at first, a slow boil that Alex chalked up to mid-flight boredom. He'd settled into 8A window seat, the kind that promised a view of the Atlantic fading into the endless Midwest sprawl below. At 28, Alex Rivera was no stranger to sideways glances, the sharp jawline inherited from his Puerto Rican mom, the tousled dark hair that fell just so, and yeah, the quiet confidence that came from 4 years out and proud in a city that mostly celebrated it. But New York to LA was supposed to be a bridge, not a battlefield. Jamie's apartment in Chelsea had felt like quicksand lately, their arguments echoing off exposed brick walls. "You're always at the hospital, Alex. What about us?" He'd packed light. A duffel with jeans, hoodies, and a dog-eared copy of Giovanni's Room, hoping the West Coast sun would burn away the ache. Takeoff had been smooth, the captain's drawl over the intercom as comforting as a Johnny Cash ballad. "Folks, we're wheels up to sunny California. Sit back, relax." Alex had scrolled his phone, liking posts from his ER crew, memes about midnight codes and bad coffee. When the turbulence hit mild, just enough to rattle the carts. That's when the guy in 12B started. Mid-40s, Brooks Brothers shirt untucked, nursing a Jack and Coke like it was mother's milk. Alex caught him staring during the safety demo, eyes lingering on the pin Alex had worn since Pride 22. A tiny flag etched with Ally in silver script. Harmless, Alex thought, until the drink cart rolled by. "Extra ice for the ferry?" the man bellowed, loud enough for rows 10 through 14 to hear. Snickers bubbled up, a flight attendant pausing mid-pour to glance over. Alex's cheeks burned, but he kept his voice even, the way he did with combative patience. "Just a water, thanks." The man, tag on his bag read Hank from Dallas, wasn't done. "Water? Figures. No balls for the hard stuff." The cabin stirred. A few chuckles. A woman in pearls covering her mouth but not her eyes. Alex gripped the armrest, staring out at the clouds, willing his pulse to steady. He'd faced worse. High school hallways in Queens where slurs were currency. The time his own uncle pulled him aside at a family barbecue and whispered, "Mijo, fix this before God does." But up here, trapped in an aluminum tube hurtling through the void, it felt primal, exposed. He thought of Jamie, their last night tangled in sheets, bodies fitting like puzzle pieces until words unsnapped them. "I love you, but love isn't enough when you're ghosts in your own home." The text had come at dawn, as Alex scrubbed in for a double shift. No call, no fight, just gone. The jeers escalated with the altitude. A college kid in a backwards cap joined in, filming on his phone. "Yo, check this mile-high rainbow." Likes pinged in real time, the video already viral in some dark corner of the internet. Todd the attendant sidled up during beverage service, leaning in with faux concern. "Maybe tone it down? People get uncomfortable." Alex's laugh was bitter, soda fizz sharp. "Tone what down? Existing?" Todd shrugged, moving on, leaving Alex adrift in a sea of averted gazes and pointed whispers. By the time the seatbelt sign dinged off again, the energy had shifted, predatory, electric. Hank stood, stretching with deliberate slowness, his shadow falling over Alex like a storm front. "Hey, glitter boy!" he slurred, breath sour with whiskey. You recruiting back there? Got a husband waiting in LA. The plane tittered, a mom shushing her kid too late, the toddler pointing. Mommy? Why's that man sad? Alex's throat tightened, vision blurring. He unbuckled, standing to face it, because running wasn't an option at 500 miles an hour. Sir, I don't know you. Let's leave it. But Hank lunged, playful to the eye but heavy with intent, shoving Alex's shoulder just hard enough to send him stumbling into the aisle. The pin tore free, skittering under seats like a fleeing insect. Laughter exploded. Full-throated now, a chorus of cowards. A woman in yoga pants hooped, "Get him, Tex!" Her husband fist-bumped Hank. Alex hit the deck knees first, palms scraping carpet, the humiliation a hot coal in his gut. He scrambled for the pin, fingers closing around its cool metal, and rose, chin lifted. "Love is love," he said softly, more to himself than them. The words hung, fragile as tissue, and for a heartbeat, the cabin hushed. Then the world ended. It started as a shudder, deep in the fuselage, like the plane had swallowed something jagged. Alarms wailed, sharp, electronic shrieks that cut through the din. Oxygen masks deployed in a floral cascade, yellow blooms dangling like nooses. The captain's voice crackled, urgency cracking his calm. "Ladies and gentlemen, we've lost an engine. Brace positions now." But chaos reigned. Screams, prayers, a baby wailing. Hank, pale as milk, fumbled his belt, yelling, "What the fuck?" The college kid dropped his phone, scrambling for his mom's hand. Alex's mind snapped into gear, the ER muscle memory overriding the sting of tears. Adrenaline flooded, cool and clarifying. He was a paramedic, damn it, certified in trauma response, the guy who'd intubated a gunshot victim mid-traffic jam. No time for hate. Bodies didn't discriminate. He vaulted over seats, ignoring the jeers turning to please. "Help! My arm!" A woman clutched her chest, hyperventilating. Alex knelt, voice steady. "Breathe with me. In 4, out 4. You're okay." He scanned the cabin. Smoke wisping from vents, the plane listing left, wings slicing clouds like scythes. Todd was frozen by the galley, hyperventilating himself. Alex grabbed his collar. "Masks down, secure the doors, call the cockpit. Tell them we've got medical on board." Todd nodded dumbly, stumbling away. Alex moved like lightning, triaging. The Pearl woman had a sprained wrist from flailing, simple splint with a magazine and belts. The kid? Panic attack. Talk him down with dad jokes about bad flights. But the real threat loomed. Structural failure. The left engine fire was spreading, acrid smoke thickening, visibility dropping to arm's length. In the melee, eyes found him. Not with scorn now, but desperate need. Hank, slumped in his seat, clutched his side, face ashen. "Shit! It hurts," he gasped, sweat beading. Alex dropped beside him, peeling back the shirt. Cracked ribs, maybe punctured lung from the shove's rebound. Irony bit deep, but mercy won. "Hold still," Alex said, fashioning a pressure wrap from napkins and tape. "You're gonna make it to Dallas, Hank. Breathe shallow." The plane dove, noses diving toward invisible Earth, G-forces pinning passengers like ragdolls. Alex braced against a bulkhead, mind racing. Hydraulics? No, the flaps were jammed. Captain's updates frantic over PA. "Mayday, mayday, engine fire, losing control." In the smoke's haze, a figure caught his eye, row 9, across the aisle. A guy, early 30s, built like a runner, sandy hair matted with sweat, helping an elderly lady with her mask. Their gazes locked, green eyes piercing the gloom. A nod exchanged. "We're in this." No words, but solidarity, raw and electric. As the altitude alarm screamed, 10,000 feet and plummeting, Alex spotted it. The emergency hatch controls, misaligned from turbulence. If he could rear out power, buy time for the co-pilot's manual override. Heart hammering, he crawled forward, dodging debris. The plane's groans metal thunder. Fingers flew over panels, training kicking in aviation first aid course from a buddy at the firehouse. "Come on, baby," he muttered, sparks flying as he jury-rigged a bypass. The dive shallowed, just a fraction, cheers erupting amid sobs. But the fire raged, heat blistering paint. Alex's lungs burned, vision spotting. Yet he pressed on. The stranger from row 9 now at his side, wordless teamwork. Holding tools, steadying hands. "Name's Eli," the guy panted, voice like aged bourbon. "You're a goddamn hero." Alex flashed a grin. Smoke-streaked. "Just getting started." They hit 5,000 feet, terrain rushing up mountains. No flatlands, but no runway in sight. "Captain, ditching protocol. Prepare for impact." Alex's world narrowed. "Secure the injured, brace the able." He herded a cluster near the rear, strapping them tight. His own fear a distant hum. Hank, ribs bound, gripped his arm. "Kid, sorry. Didn't mean." Alex nodded, no absolution yet. "Live first. Talk later." Impact loomed. The stranger, Eli, squeezing his shoulder. "Hey, after this? Coffee in LA." A laugh bubbled up. Absurd. Alive. Then boom. The plane kissed Earth, skidding across scrubland. Wings shearing, fuselage groaning like a dying beast. Metal screamed, seats ripped free. But Alex held, anchoring the line, until friction won and they shuddered to halt, miraculously whole. Smoke billowed, but the fire crew's sirens wailed in the distance. Salvation. Alex unbuckled, coughing, pulling masks, checking pulses. The cabin was a war zone. Bloodied faces, whimpers, but alive. So many alive. As medevac choppers thumped overhead, he slumped against a bulkhead. The rainbow pin clutched in his fist, its edges biting palm. Eli knelt beside him, bandaging a gash on Alex's forehead. "You did it," Eli said, thumb brushing away soot. Alex met those green eyes, something sparking, not just gratitude but possibility. In the wreckage, amid the hate's ashes, love's ember flickered. But as dawn broke over the Nevada Badlands, painting the sky in pinks and golds, Alex's phone buzzed in the duffel wreckage. Jamie's name, a voicemail icon glowing. "Alex, I saw the news. Call me, please." Betrayal's shadow loomed anew, but for now, survival tasted sweet. The medevac teams swarmed like ants on a picnic, floodlights carving harsh angles from the pre-dawn chill. Alex waved off a stretcher, legs jelly but functional, directing traffic with the clipped efficiency of his ER days. Priority, the woman in 7C, possible cardiac. He barked to a paramedic half his age, who nodded wide-eyed. The crash site was a surreal diorama, twisted metal glinting like modern art, personal effects strewn like confetti. A teddy bear muddied, a laptop smoking faintly, Hank's wallet spilling credit cards into the dust. Overhead, news choppers buzzed, their spotlights turning tragedy to spectacle. Breaking: miracle on Flight 217, hero passenger saves dozens. Eli stuck close, a quiet shadow, hauling oxygen tanks without complaint. Up close, he was all lean muscle and faded UCLAT, a faint scar hooking his left eyebrow like a question mark. "You always this bossy post-crash?" Eli quipped, handing Alex a water bottle, their fingers brushing, electric, unintended. Alex took a swig, throat raw. "Only when the world's ending." "You, software engineer, crunched numbers for a living. Turns out hauling grandma's luggage is my true calling." Eli's grin was lopsided, disarming, the kind that invited secrets over late-night tacos. They'd bonded in the breach, no time for BIOS, just shared glances amid the panic. "You good? Keep going." Now, with the immediate saved, exhaustion crept in, a bone-deep weariness that made Alex's limbs lead. The NTSB suits arrived, clipboards and grim faces, corralling passengers into a makeshift holding area. Tents on the tarmac of a dusty airstrip, coffee urns steaming gratefully. Alex slumped on a folding chair, knees drawn up, replaying the blur. The shove, the smoke, the stranger's steady hand. His phone, miraculously intact, vibrated again. Jamie, insistent. He hit play, speaker low. Alex, Jesus, I just saw CNN. You're alive. God, I thought. Jamie's voice cracked, that familiar Brooklyn edge softened by tears. I was wrong. So wrong to end it like that. Come home. We can fix this. The words twisted like a knife, sweet poison. Home? The apartment they'd painted sage green together. Fights blooming like mold in the corners. Alex thumbed delete. Not ready. Not yet. Hank shuffled over, ribs taped under a foil blanket, eyes downcast like a kid caught stealing. Hey, Doc. Alex, right? About earlier. He rubbed his neck, wind-whipped cheeks ruddy. The plane survivors milled around, a fragile tribe. The yoga mom hugging her husband. The college kid live-tweeting redemption arcs. Flight 217 miracle. No cameras on Alex yet. He dodged the press, muttering, just did my job. But whispers followed. That's the guy. The gay one who. Save it, Alex said, sharper than intended. Hank winced, genuine. No, listen. My boy's gay. Didn't tell me till last year. I get scared, you know? World ain't kind. The confession hung, raw as an open wound. Alex studied him, the calluses on those hands, wedding band worn thin. Betrayal's echo. His own dad, gone too soon, never knowing the full sun. Scared don't excuse hate, Alex replied, but softer. But owning it? That's a start. Eli dropped beside them, offering protein bars from his backpack. Truce circle? Or we plotting world domination? His levity cut the tension, a lifeline. Hank chuckled weakly, accepting the bar. Domination sounds good. Thanks, man. As he limped away, Alex felt the first thaw. Not forgiveness, but understanding's fragile bridge. Dawn fully broke, painting the desert in ochre hues, and the Red Cross bussed them to a Reno hotel. Comps from the airline, a hasty apology in press release form. Alex room solo 312, a bland space with thin walls and a view of slot machines winking in the distance. He showered off the grime, water scalding, scrubbing until skin pinked. The rainbow pin safe on the sink like a talisman. Jamie texted, hotel? I'm booking a flight. Alex typed need space, hit send. Heart heavy. Downstairs, the lounge buzzed with survivor solidarity. Hugs, tears, business cards swapped like talismans. Eli found him at the bar, nursing ginger ale. Mind company? Those green eyes again, pulling like gravity. Alex gestured to the stool. Only if you spill. What's a Cali boy doing on a red eye? Job interview. Tech startup in Silicon Valley. AI ethics. Ironic after today. Eli leaned in, elbows on Formica. You? You're hotshot? Or crash whisperer? Alex laughed. Real this time, the sound surprising him. Paramedic, Brooklyn General. Pull doubles saving knuckleheads who think they're invincible. They traded stories. Eli's coastal upbringing, surfing dawn patrols. Alex's Nuyorican roots, Abuela's eras con gandals on Sundays. Laughter flowed easy, a bomb, until Eli's gaze lingered. That pin. Wore mine till college. Burned it after a bad breakup. Alex traced its edges. Keeps me honest. Reminds me why I fight. The air thickened, charged, not with smoke but something warmer. Eli's hand covered his, brief, intentional. You're fighting good, Alex. Heat bloomed, unspoken promise. But the day unraveled fast. Lunch in the casino buffet. Survivors clustered, plates piled with rubbery eggs. When the college kid, Trey, approached, phone out. Dude, you're trending. Gay Hero 217. Want to collab on a vid? Alex's stomach nodded. Hero, or Freak Show Redux. Before he could demur, Todd the attendant sidled up, sheepish. Alex, airline wants a statement. Hero narrative, you know? The word hero soured. Back on the plane as he jury-rigged the hydraulics, drawing on a FEMA workshop he'd aced last spring. It hadn't been for glory. It was instinct, the same that made him shield a trans kid from bigots in the ER waiting room. Now, it felt commodified, a PR band-aid over the slurs. Eli sensed it, steering Trey away. Give the man space, bro. Gratitude swelled. Eli was solid, unyielding. Afternoon brought interviews, NTSB debriefs in a stuffy conference room, questions probing like scalpels. Timeline? Actions? Motives? Alex recounted clinically, omitting the shove, the laughs. Professional courtesy, he told himself. But inside, fury simmered. Betrayal not just from passengers, but the system. The airline that hired Todd. The society that normalized Hank's rage. As he signed off, his phone lit. Jamie's flight confirmation. Landing in 2 hours. We talk. Eli waited outside, vending machine coffee in hand. Rough. Alex nodded, accepting the styrofoam cup. Feels like I'm on trial for surviving. They walked the strip, neon dormant in daylight, past pawn shops hawking Elvis memorabilia. Eli stopped at a bench overlooking the Truckee River, sluggish and silver. You know what's bullshit? They mocked you for being you, then needed that you to live. That's the real crash. Alex sat, shoulders brushing Eli's. Yeah, and now it's all hero worship. Like the hate vanished. Eli turned, face earnest. It didn't, but you showed strength ain't straight. Or whatever. A pause. Heavy. Then, soft. Go out with me tonight? Not as thanks, as me wanting to know you. The ask hung, vulnerable. Alex's mind flashed. Jamie's laugh. Their first kiss in a rain-slicked alley. Betrayal's sting. Jamie's silence during Alex's coming-out crises. The slow drift into separate orbits. But Eli? Fresh page, no baggage. Yeah, Alex said, pulse quickening. Dinner. No crashes. The evening unfolded like a dream deferred. A quiet Italian joint off the strip, candlelight dancing on Chianti glasses. Eli ordered carbonara, Alex the branzino, stories unfurling, Eli's ex. A venture capitalist who valued exits over entrances. Alex's volunteer shifts at the LGBTQ Center, teaching safe sex workshops to queer youth. Laughter bridged gaps, touches accidental than not. Knee under table, hand on wrist. Dessert brought tiramisu shared from one spoon. Eli's eyes dark with intent. Your trouble? Alex murmured. Fork midway. Good trouble, Eli replied, leaning in. Their kiss was tentative, then sure, soft lips, faint taste of espresso, the world narrowing to this booth. No plane, no mockery, just heat building slow, romantic, alive. Back at the hotel, elevator ride silent, charged. At Alex's door, Eli paused. No pressure, just this. Another kiss, deeper, hands framing faces. Alex pulled back, breathless. Stay. But his phone buzzed. Jamie, lobby now. Reality crashed in, betrayal sequel. Shit. Bad timing. Eli's face fell, but he nodded. Handle it. I'm here. As he walked away, Alex's heart tore. New spark versus old flame. Inside, Jamie waited, eyes red-rimmed, duffel at feet. Alex, not now. Alex cut in, the kisses echo lingering. The night fractured, emotions colliding like thunderheads. Forgiveness or farewell? As Jamie poured out apologies, Alex wondered if saving the plane was easier than saving himself. Outside, Reno's lights flickered on, a city of second chances. But dawn would bring investigations, headlines, and the true test. Could love rise from wreckage? Jamie paced the hotel carpet like a caged wolf, his lanky frame, once Alex's favorite puzzle, hunched under the weight of regret. 5 years. Bar crawls in the village, lazy Sundays in bed with the New York Times crossword. The quiet terror of coming out to families who loved hard but understood little. Jamie's Irish Catholic clan had thawed slow, toasts at Thanksgiving evolving from awkward silences to bare hugs. But lately, the fights had calcified, Jamie's freelance graphic design gigs drying up, Alex's shifts stretching into marathons, resentment festering like untreated wounds. I panicked, Jamie said now, voice raw. Thought space would fix us. Then the crash. I can't lose you. Alex leaned against the dresser, arms crossed, the room's AC humming a monotonous dirge. Eli's kiss ghosted his lips, a counterpoint to Jamie's familiar cologne. Old Spice, a scent tied to safety, now suffocating. Space? You ghosted me, Jay. After everything, the center's gala, my promotion. Said it was too hard. The words landed like slaps, Jamie flinching. He stepped closer, hands outstretched. I was scared. Your world's so big. Saving lives, marching for rights. I felt small. Betrayal reversed. Not just Jamie's exit, but the unspoken accusation that Alex's queerness, his activism, was the fracture line. They talked till 2 a.m., words tumbling like debris. Jamie admitting envy of Alex's purpose, Alex confessing burnout. The ER's endless parade of pain eroding their foundation. Dawn crept in, gray light filtering blinds, when Jamie pulled him into a hug fierce, familiar. Forgive me. Alex hesitated, Eli's green eyes flashing, then nodded. Try, but slow. Relief flooded Jamie's face, a kiss sealing tentative peace. As he dozed on the pull-out, Alex slipped out for coffee, mind a whirlwind. Love wasn't linear. It looped, scarred, resilient. Downstairs, the survivor group had coalesced. A WhatsApp chain buzzing with updates. A prayer circle led by the Pearl woman. Now Marge with a sprained but mending spirit. Hank cornered him by the elevators, coffee cup steaming. Heard about your ex rough. Alex raised a brow. News travels. Hank shrugged, sheepish. Small world up there. Look, my boy Ethan, he's in Dallas, interning at a firm. Sent me this after the news. He thrust his phone. A text from Ethan. Dad, the hero on your flight? He's like me. Proud of you for listening. Hank's eyes misted. First time he said that. Your fault, hero. The word grated less now, softened by context. Alex clapped his shoulder. Ethan's got a good dad. Keep talking. Human connection, fragile threads weaving stronger nets. Trey the kid slunk up next, hat off, contrite. Yo, deleted the vid. Was dumb. Can I help? Like, donate to your center or something? Alex saw the boy, not the bully. 20, adrift, seeking redemption. Start with listening, he said. Next time you see someone pinned, speak up. Trey nodded, earnest, pocketing his phone like a loaded gun made safe. The airline's crisis team arrived mid-morning, a slick PR duo in khakis and polos, laptops aglow with damage control. Mr. Rivera, your actions were exemplary. The woman gushed, name tag Lisa. We're featuring you in our safety video. Anonymous, of course. Alex's jaw tightened. Anonymous? After the cabin turned on me? Lisa blinked, script faltering. Todd hovered in the background, avoiding eyes. We regret the incident. Sensitivity training incoming. Too little, too late. But Alex pushed. Make it mandatory, and fund queer youth programs. Or no story. They haggled, emerging with a check 5 figures for the center. Victory, small but seismic. Eli texted as Alex signed. Breakfast? Neutral ground. Heart stuttered. He replied lobby, 10 minutes, Jamie still Abed. They met at a diner annex. Vinyl booths cracking under them. Orders of huevos rancheros steaming. Eli's easy smile faltered at Alex's ringless finger. No, wait. He'd never worn one. Ex-drama. Eli ventured, fork pausing. Alex exhaled, laying it bare. The crash's catalyst, Jamie's flight, the midnight reconciliation. Eli listened, no judgment, just nods. Sounds like unfinished business. Me? I'm the king of rebounds. A wry grin. But last night felt real. It had fireworks in a bottle uncorked. Alex reached across, palm up. It was. But Jamie's my history. Your possibility. Eli's fingers laced with his warm anchor. Then let's write some pages. No rush. They lingered over refills, plotting. Eli's interview rescheduled. Alex's return flight bumped to tomorrow. Road trip. Eli suggested. Reno to LA scenic route. No planes. Laughter bubbled. Plans sketching on napkins. Yosemite detours. Joshua Tree sunsets. But conflict brewed unseen. Lunch with the group turned tense. News alerts pinging. Flight 217 fallout. Passenger sues airline for hostile environment. Whispers pinned it on Alex, the agitator. Marge pulled him aside. Hank says it's that attendant stirring shit, blaming you to cover his ass. Betrayal's second wave. Todd, the enabler, flipping script for settlement. Rage simmered. Alex had saved his life, too. He stormed the PR table. Full disclosure or I walk. Lisa paled. Concessions tumbling. Public apology. Diversity overhaul. Afternoon brought media. A local reporter. Mike thrust. Mr. Rivera? How does it feel? From mocked to miracle? Alex paused, camera rolling. Feels like America. Hate and heart in the same breath. We survived because we needed each other. All of us. The clip went viral. Love is Love 217 trending. Shares from glad to everyday allies. Backlash 2, trolls in comments, fake hero, attention whore, but supporters drowned them. This man is our better angels. Jamie woke to the buzz, joining Alex in the lobby, hand in hand tentative. Eli met them. Polite nod. Heard the interview. Spot on. Awkward triangle, but civil, Jamie sensing the spark. Alex navigating minefield. Dinner that night. The three of them, neutral tie place, spring rolls bridging silences. Jamie opened up. Saw your pin in the news. Wish I'd worn mine more. Eli shared startup woes, AI biases mirroring real-world ones. Laughter crept in, walls thinning. As plates cleared, Jamie raised his glass. To second acts. Eyes met Alex's question, not demand. Night fell heavy, Alex torn. Jamie's room or Eli's solo? He chose the balcony. Alone with stars pricking desert sky. Phone glowed. Ethan's dad. A thank you voice note. Trey, pledging volunteer hours. Threads pulling, a tapestry forming. But climax loomed. Morning NTSB hearing. Full recount. Sleep evaded. Dreams replaying the dive. Masks falling. Hands reaching. Dawn broke with sirens. Not crash, but flash. Paparazzi at the doors, tipped by leaks. Alex. Statement on the lawsuit. Chaos erupted, survivors shielding, Hank bellowing at cameras. In the scrum, Todd emerged, flanked by lawyers, venomous. He provoked it. Flamboyant, disruptive, betrayal crystallized. The attendants lie a grenade. Alex shoved through, mic in face. Provoked? By breathing. Heart pounded. Fists clenched. No violence, but truth's blade. Eli and Jamie flanked him, united front. Back off, Jamie growled. Eli filming the confrontation. The hearing room was sterile, fluorescent hum underscoring testimonies. Captain first. Rivera's quick thinking rerouted power. Saved us seconds, seconds that mattered. Passengers echoed. Marge tearful, Trey solemn. Todd's turn. He was. Attention-seeking. Gasps rippled. Alex rose, voice steel. Attention? You laughed when they called me faggot. I saved you anyway. The room hushed, panelists scribbling. Hank testified last, voice breaking. I was the bully. Man's a saint. Verdict pending. But catharsis washed. Truth bared. Wounds lanced. Outside. Hugs all around. A family forged in fire. Eli pulled Alex aside. Proud of you. Jamie nearby, watching. Choice crystallized. History healed, but future called. Talk later. Alex asked both. Nods, understanding dawning. As buses idled for LA, Alex boarded with ghosts banished. Heart open. The road ahead curved. Romantic. Uncertain. Love's true flight. The chartered bus rumbled west on I-80. A steel cocoon carrying the remnants of Flight 217 toward LA. The Sierra Nevada spine rising like a promise on the horizon. Alex claimed a window seat midway back. Duffel stowed overhead. The rainbow pin repinned to his hoodie. Defiant badge. Jamie slid in beside him, their thighs touching in that old, comfortable way, while Eli took the row ahead, twisting occasionally with a thumbs up or wry comment on the playlist. A mix of Springsteen and Bad Bunny, Survivor voted. The air hummed with chatter. Marge planning a group reunion, Trey sketching protest posters on his iPad, Hank dozing with a Texas Forever cap over eyes. No hostility lingered. The crash had cauterized it, leaving scars but stronger skin. Alex's phone stayed blessedly quiet post-hearing. NTSB prelims leaked. No fault on passenger. Airline protocols under review. Todd's lawsuit crumbled under scrutiny, his provocation claim exposed as the desperate deflection of a man who'd enabled hate to save face. GLAAD called, offering counsel. The center's donations spiked, kids texting Alex fire emojis. You did us proud, Mijo. But the real weight, internal. Jamie's hand found his interlacing fingers. We're good, he murmured, breath warm on Alex's ear. Yeah, Alex said, meaning it halfway. The reconciliation felt like mending a favorite sweater. Holes patched, but threads pulled. Jamie had changed overnight, vowing therapy, joint marches. Yet Eli's presence tugged. A new gravity. At a rest stop near Tahoe, as the group stretched legs amid pine-scented air, Eli cornered him by the vending machines. That interview? Poetic justice. His smile was sunlight-dappled, casual. Alex leaned on the cooler, heart dual-tracking. Felt good. You heading straight to the interview? Tomorrow. Tonight? Open road. Eli's eyes held invitation, no pressure. Alex nodded, pulse quickening. Join us for Yosemite? Detour. Eli's grin widened. Twist my arm. The bus veered south on 395. Owens Valley unfolding in vast, arid beauty. Mono Lake's tufa spires like alien bones against blue sky. Stories flowed. Hank sharing Ethan's coming out call, voice thick. Marge confessing her own closeted youth in the 70s. A lost love in San Francisco. Laughter wove through tears. Humanity's chorus. Alex felt it deep. A humanistic tide, washing prejudice's stains. Betrayal's lessons. Not all wounds fester. Some bloom empathy. Yosemite hit at dusk. The valley's granite walls glowing amber. El Capitan a sentinel. The group checked into a lodge. Comped again, airline guilt money well spent. Cabins clustered like hobbit holes. Jamie and Alex shared one. Fire crackling in the hearth, but tension simmered. Eli's cool, Jamie said over stew, probing. Alex set down his spoon. He is. Helped in the smoke. But this us. It's what I want to fight for. Jamie's eyes searched, vulnerable. Me too. No more running. They made love that night. Gentle, reconnecting, bodies mapping familiar terrain. Jamie's whispers. I love you, all of you. Dawn found them tangled, peace tentative but true. Eli joined for the hike, the three leading a survivor trek to Mirror Lake, boots crunching granite, air crisp with possibility. Conversation meandered. Ethics in AI for Eli, medicine's moral tightropes for Alex, Jamie's art as activism. No jealousy spiked. Instead, a triad of respect, boundaries blurring into friendship. At the lake's edge, reflections shimmering, Hank gathered them in a circle, impromptu, raw. To Alex, he toasted with water bottles. For showing this old dog new tricks. Cheers rose, hugs exchanged. The group a microcosm of mended America. Diverse, flawed, fierce. But climax crested that afternoon. Not in flames but fallout. A ranger pulled Alex aside. Sir, media's at the gate. National news, want your side on the airline mess. Alex's gut twisted. The hearing's closure felt illusory. Back at the cabins, phones exploded. Todd's presser, leaked audio of him slurring Rivera's a drama queen. Milking it. Rage boiled, betrayal's hydra. Heads multiplying. The group rallied. Trey live-streaming rebuttals. Marge calling lawyers. Jamie paced. Sue the bastard. Eli, calm. Or rise above. Your words already did. Alex chose the high road. Stepping onto the lodge porch as dusk fell. Stars pricking velvet sky. A lone reporter waited, notebook poised. Mr. Rivera? Response? Alex breathed deep. Yosemite's ancient hush grounding him. Todd scared, like we all get. But fear don't justify fists or silence. I saved lives because that's who I am. Gay, proud, human. Let's build from there. The clip aired primetime, pundits praising Grace under fire. Backlash muted, allies amplified. Night brought catharsis around a bonfire. Guitars strummed, esmores sticky, stories unspooling. Eli sang a folk tune, voice gravelly sweet. Jamie sketched the flames, capturing flicker. Hank called Ethan live, speakerphone laughter echoing. Alex sat between them, hands in both, platonic now but profound. Love spectrum. Jamie's deep roots, Eli's bright horizon. No choice forced. Life layered. The bus rolled into LA 2 days later, sprawl giving way to palm-lined promise. Goodbyes lingered. Hugs fierce, numbers swapped. A pact for annual crashes. Metaphorical only. Hank boarded his Dallas flight with a bare hug. Your family, kid. Marge slipped Alex a pearl necklace. For your next battle. At baggage claim, Jamie turned. Home? Or? Alex grinned. Home. But Eli, dinner next week? All of us. Eli nodded, eyes twinkling. Deal. Friends first. Their handshake held. Spark banked for seasons. Alex and Jamie drove the 405 north. Radio crooning Born to Run. City lights blurring. The apartment waited, sage walls welcoming. That night, over takeout lo mein, Jamie pinned the rainbow beside his own, new one on the fridge. Team Rivera O'Connor? Alex laughed, pulling him close. Team us. Months blurred. Alex's ER shifts eased with therapy. Jamie's gigs bloomed into a queer graphic collective. Eli visited, dinners evolving into game nights, a chosen circle. The center thrived. Flight 217 fund ballooning, scholarships, safe spaces. Headlines faded, but lessons etched. Hate's loud, but love's louder, enduring. 1 year on at Pride, LA's sun-drenched streets thrumming. Alex marched, Jamie's hand in his, Eli waving from the float. Hank texted from Dallas. Ethan's out at work. Thanks to you. In the crowd's roar, Alex spotted Trey volunteering. Marge cheering with a sign. Heroes fly high. The plane's ghost lifted. Fully. Love, Alex knew, wasn't salvation's sole act. It was the daily brace, against turbulence, mockery, doubt. In America's vast, bruised heart, he chose flight. Not escape, but ascent. Together. And in quiet moments, watching Jamie sleep or Eli's texts ping, Alex whispered thanks to the crash that broke and built him. For in disaster's wake, grace bloomed, romantic and relentless.